Who have we got next? Oh, and he's actually in some Spurs merchandise this time. Bloody hell. Mr. Brian Daigle, how you doing, my friend?
Boys, I'm doing very, very good. Shana Tova to you
And
both.
to you, brother.
Do you know what? I was so frustrated with myself. I put my membership chat in during the post game, and then I saw Grandpa come on, and I would have been like, that membership chat would have gone straight to Grandpa. It was great to see him. And Spurs are purring, aren't they?
We are indeed 5 in 5, 5 wins on the trot, 5 goals in 5 for Mr. Brennan Johnson. But yeah, let's start about with Brennan Johnson actually, because I know you specifically has been a big backer of him right from the beginning. You must be feeling a bit of pride at the moment with the way he's playing and putting away these goals.
Hey, as I said, he scores when he wants. Brennan Johnson. He scores when he wants. Do you know what? He came on. And that shot that hit the bar 3-4 weeks ago, he ain't even attempting it. He ain't even attempting it. The confidence that is flowing through him. And then you look at it, and I was obviously at the yard, and I was with Brian Ireland, and I said he's going to get another chance. He's going to get one more chance. Is he going to take it? And that ball moved in such slow motion and then kissed the post. I was like, get in there, get in there.
The Titanic music was going on in the background of your head while it was like drifting into the goal.
So much so, Ben. So much so. But also you look at it and it's like that goal proved to be very, very vital. Exceedingly vital with them going to get their goal and the confidence that's flowing through him. And if you remember, I think it was last season, Pedro Porro did that goal celebration. He said it was for the candles on his mum's birthday cake. Well, Brennan Johnson is on fire. Let's just throw it out because honestly, the confidence that's brimming, it's so good to see. And people can say, oh, it's not against the top 10 team. Oh, it's a tap-in, he scores. Well, that weren't a tap-in. He came on and had to get that second goal. He got it. He scores when he wants. 6 and 6 is coming. And long may it bloody continue.
Well, Brian, we went away in Europe today with 4 teenagers on the pitch and got all 3 points in a tough place to go as well. So tell me what that means for like the state of the team or the state of the squad at the moment that we're able to do that and where the team's heading on that basis.
Do you know what? When I saw that lineup, I thought you go big or you go bold, and Andrew just said, "Why not both, mate?" Because he really, I was surprised with it. I didn't expect to see more and Lancashire start. The midfield took care of itself. Defence kind of took care of itself. We'll get onto a certain defender I want to talk about after. But you look at it, and I thought away from home, that is a really big move because obviously that stadium was rocking. Fair play to them for their fans. Non-stop singing. And they did the power of good, and it just went to show he's tweaked it right again. Obviously, people go back to Coventry, multiple changes, but he had a base of that midfield, a base of that defence where they played Vicario at the back. He got it bang on the money again. Bang on the money.
And Brian, how many times have we seen in this competition, the Conference League, change team, the first players that are playing don't really seem to care, seem to be completely below them, or they think it's below them. But you look at the likes of Romero, Porro, Bissouma, all the first choice players today putting in absolute top performances.
100%. It's making a huge difference. I think, as I've said before, I actually think in the past competitions when we've been in the lower European competitions, obviously Europa League and Conference League, I don't think it's been a necessity for the club. I don't think it's been prioritised. And I think Anne just said, screw you. This is serious. We are taking this properly. And fair play to him because, like you said, the mentality of the boys going out look completely different to previous European campaigns in the lesser competitions.
I mean, having said that, if we would have lost today with 4 teenagers, people would have accused them of taking it lightly, wouldn't they?
You're probably right, Simeon, but do you remember when we went to Forest in that Carabao Cup when I first came back to London? I always said, if we'd gone up there and played the kids and lost, all right, you've tried something, you've given those kids that deserve the time they need to play and show what they can do. Well, it was there this time to do it. It was a bold move, and it paid off richly for him.
So talking about the youngsters, let's talk about Mikey Moore's first start. Everyone was so excited to see him from the start. From what you saw today, do you reckon, first of all, did it justify, the hype that everyone's been talking about him? And also, do you reckon, he's earned some more minutes in the Premier League off the back of today?
So he was outstanding today. In the first half, which was very stop-starty, I felt, for us. Obviously, at the beginning, they were outplaying us and got the offside goal. But Mikey Moore just looked unfazed. Mikey Moore just looked like, right, I'm here to do a job. I'm in work mode. Let's go. And he looked like one of the most assured players on the pitch for us. His passing, I mean, I've seen him taking on players has been very, very easy for him to do, and he makes it look easy, shall I say. But his weight of passing, his time of passing, there's a couple of times he got a little bit overexcited, but he's a 17-year-old kid learning his trade. But I think he did so well today, and I was delighted to see he had 90 minutes. But when it comes to the Premier League, Sim, I don't know what you two guys feel. I think he's earned more minutes, but I don't think he should start. I don't, and it's not because I just don't want us to keep overplaying him and think here is this 17-year-old kid that's going to bail us out and do everything. I think what he needs to do is Brighton come on in the second half, but with like 25, 30, 35 and phase him in. I just don't want to overdo it with the kid. I think now he has to start in the Europa League games home and away.
Yeah.
Has to start. And look, we did this with Harry Kane, didn't we? Not obviously saying he's going to go on to be Kane, but you can't just go, right, you've had a good game in Europe away, bang, your Premier League ready, especially against Brighton where it's going to be non-stop. But I do 100% believe he needs more than coming on with 10 minutes, 15. He needs a good chunk of time. And I think that's going to slowly build in the Premier League, and he will be forcing his way into a starting 11 by the end of the season.
So when you're looking at it, you got Solanke up top, Brennan on the right, who are nailed on starters for the weekend.
Yep.
So are you persisting with Timo then on the left if Sonny's not back?
To start, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's not because I think he deserves it. I just don't want to overdo Mikey Moore. I just don't want to. Listen, if Werner can't do it and Mikey Moore comes on and has a good 25, 30 minutes, let's say, against Brighton, then I think it's unquestionable that he has to replace him. But just to go, right, you played brilliant here, bang, I'm still... And that's, like I said, that's not because I don't believe in Mikey Moore. I absolutely bloody do. I just don't want to rush his progression and get him ready and then set him up to foul.
It's very level-headed of you, Brian. Very level-headed of you.
Mate, I'm trying my best. It's hard to work. It's hard.
And what about Will Lancashire, Brian?
I thought he's great. I mean, the header first of all that came off his shoulder, his movement in the box is very, very good. How close was he with the volley? The volley that just bounced and then just went over. But I really thought he was going to pull the trigger on that wonderful move that was started by the defender I want to talk about, Archie Gray. Then Bissouma striding through, and the ball to Lancashire was great, and he just couldn't get his foot around it in time before the tackle came in. But I think he's shown why he's the one that stayed and the others went out on loan. And especially, I don't know how long he's been fully fit from the hamstring. To be chucked in like that, that's a lot of responsibility and trust that he's been given and shown, and he rewarded the manager with a great performance, I think.
Yeah, and on Archie Gray, obviously started the game at centre-back. I thought he looked a little bit out of his depth at centre-back. Then Ange made the right call and moved him over to left-back in the second half, and he did reap the benefits, didn't he?
The reason I want to talk about him as well is we bought him as a centre midfielder.
Yeah.
He obviously played all over the place in pre-season. He played right back against Karabag. Now, because of team selection and suspensions and resting Mickey, he's been asked to play centre-back. Yeah, it was a bit shaky, but it's a European game. Like you said, that goes for the whole team. There should have been more protection. But I think as soon as he went to left-back, he really had a lot to do with some of the great stuff that was coming from playing from the back. He looked unfazed with the little back heels, the tackles, determination. And for a guy that's come in and been asked to play in two positions that aren't his positions, I really think he had a great game. Second half especially, but I think Archie Gray's performance deserves a lot more credit than it's getting.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and I thought second half he looked a lot more comfortable, and he was sort of starting to play his way out of trouble in really different creative ways, wasn't he? So it was really, really encouraging. But Brian, that makes it 5 wins on the trot now for Spurs this season after a difficult start to the season results wise. Do you really feel like the season's finally kind of getting underway?
Well, listen, Ange came under a lot of pressure from large sections of the fan base, whether it was social media or whatever it was. The only way you can change opinion is by winning games, and that's 5 straight wins, no matter who it is. 5 straight wins. I think, Sim, you said the last time we did that was when, 2009 or something?
No, 2021 was the last time we won in.
Oh, I went way back. God knows.
2009 was the last time we had 4 teenagers start a game.
Ah, there you go. So I remember the wrong. But it's 5 wins out of 5 in 3 competitions, 6 points out of 6 in Europe. And as Jacob said just before, and I was nodding my head like the Churchill dog, it was literally, we have won it in different ways, in different systems, with different players. There's definitely been a change with the fullbacks staying out wider. To say that we had a bench where you could bring Kulusevski, Johnson and Maddison on to see the job. It's like, there you go. That's what we wanted to see, isn't it? That strength on the bench when the first team are out, or being able to game manage and have the big guns on ready to come on should they need. And they did it. I've just got to say one thing about Pedro Porro. You heard of the triple jump, obviously hop, skip and jump. Did you all see the Pedro Porro dive, nutmeg and post?
Yes.
That was incredible. I thought it was a dive to begin with, but it looks like he had a little bit of, so you can say dive or fall. There's like, sod this, I'll just get up, nutmeg someone. And then that curler into the post. It was like, oh, if that had gone in. But things are very good at Tottenham on the pitch right now. Ange Postecoglou deserves huge credit. Huge credit. The people that come out and slammed him and slated him, you can't say nothing much with 5 wins in 5 games. You wanted changes. You didn't want the inverted win back. I didn't want the inverted win backs. We, as a collective, I don't think we did. We've stopped it. Johnson scoring. Solanke's in the England team. Mikey Moore is playing. Lankshire's playing. Archie Gray's having a... Listen, right here, right now, after that Arsenal game and the really poor Coventry result, if you'd said to any Spurs result, right, after that Coventry, you're going to win the next 4 games, you're going to be flying, and all these things would happen, no matter who you are, every single Spurs fan would take it. It's just whether you're going to be open enough and man enough or woman enough to go, do you know what? Fair play to the people that deserve it. And Ange Postecoglou and the players deserve it, 100%.
Well, just as you're speaking there, Bruno Fernandes has just been sent off again.
Sent off? No way. This one's going to stand, is it?
I don't know. It was a high boot. It was a high boot. It didn't really make any contact. It was a bit of a strange one.
Losing 3-2, Brian.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my God. Bruno Fernandes. Just one more question, Brian.
Yes, brother.
You were talking about, the strength in depth, and it's looking great to be a Spurs fan at the moment. You're giving Ange Postecoglou a lot of credit.
Damn right.
My grandpa was giving a certain other man a lot of credit on his calling before. I want to know if you want to give him some credit.
If you're talking about the guy that I look like right now, with
I'm not talking about me, Brian. I'm not talking about me.
I've got to put my glasses on where the likeness is uncanny. Unfortunately, I'm not. Listen, obviously we've seen this stuff with Dan Kilpatrick and things that have come out. Ange has been allowed to do what he's done. Have the windows improved recently? Yes. Are we going in the right direction? Yes. Could we be a lot further down the line? Yes. When the club do right, and I think they've done well, I will credit them. And it looks like Dom Solanke was his man, and they went and got him, so fair play to that. But just because we have had an upturn in 5 games, that isn't even to make me even question it. Not a single chance. Am I, like I said, you both know, and people that watch this channel or whatever I'm on, I have taken a step back. I'm not going, oh, this is because of him. This is like, if we lose, it's his fault. I'm being more balanced, but no way does my opinion on the man upstairs change because of 5 wins.
Fair play, Brian. Fair play. Thank you for coming on, as always, my
Matt
friend.
Kushner has put in a super chat saying, true legend, Brian. Big up Ben and Tim and chat.
Big up to
thank
you,
you,
Matty
Matthew.
Kushner.
And we'll speak soon. Have a great evening, everyone.
Everyone do go and subscribe to Tottenham on Tour, people. That is Brian Daigle, the legend himself.
It's chilly in here. So
Sim's getting a bit chilly.